Free Range Nerdity. I'm Max, and I'm going to be talking about the Cape. I'm also going to be doing comics because, let's be honest, that's really what you come for here, but we're going to start with the Cape. I was first introduced to the Cape as a short story by Joe Hill. It's a very cool short story, kind of dark and moody. It's about this guy. He has the cape that lets him fly. He has this conversation with his ex-girlfriend. It's a low-toned, very subtle story. It's definitely worth a pickup. It was published in 2005 by IDW. The TV series has nothing to do with this. The TV series is about a cop who gets framed for being a villain. He fakes his own death and then creates a new identity as the Cape. He's trained in his role by the Circus of Crime and helped out by the computer hacker Orwell. If any of this seems really, really familiar to you, it's because it draws liberally from comic books, which I'm normally okay with. But the Cape seems to have this issue with tone. It shifts really quickly from incredibly camp to very dark, and it doesn't do a great job of shifting between the two. It has very cheesy special effects, which would work if the show was more lighthearted, but it's not, so it ends up feeling deeply at odds with the story that's going on. The villains are also kind of camp. They have these elaborate personalities and these flamboyant attitudes that don't really fit with the crimes. It's not like they're the Joker or whatever. It's chess, who has this chess theme, and I'm doing a bad job of explaining it, but I really didn't like this show at first look. I know, I didn't like Heroes at first look either, and then I went back and I liked it, and then the second season happened, and then the third season happened, but okay, I'm getting off track here. At first glance, The Cape is not a good show. It's not bad, it's not unenjoyable, but it's not a show I would recommend to anyone. I'm going to give it another shot, I'm going to look at it again, I might enjoy it later. There are parts of it that are strong. I'm enjoying I enjoy the shout-outs. And I'm enjoying Keith David. Yeah, because, I mean, who wouldn't enjoy Keith David? The man is excellent. But it's the other actors. The other actors are just... The main character is bland. His family is a mixture of bland, talentless, and unappealing. And, I don't know. I don't think I've had enough time to fairly judge the other actors in this. So far, I'm giving it a pass. We'll see. I've been repeating myself enough, and let's be honest, you guys are mostly just here for the comic reviews. So let's get to that. I only have one thing that I really didn't like that much this week, so I'm going to save that to the end because I think you've had enough horribly off-pitch complaining when I was talking about the Cape. So, let's get started with Red Robin. My big problem with Red Robin, I know, I just said I wasn't going to complain anymore. Don't worry, it's going to not last that long. I haven't been following it, so I get back, I've heard lots of good things, I start picking it up again, and now he's in the Internet, or the Web 3.0, it's something Darkseid set up. From what I can gather, it's something Darkseid set up to enslave the minds of humanity or something. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm always willing to be corrected if I'm wrong on this sort of thing. Continuity. Continuity is very important. This is really, normally it bothers me when I can't just jump into a story and know everything that's going on. I feel like having a good recap is a strong part of doing a comic, but this did a really good job of getting me engaged. I had no idea what the hell was going on, but the story looked fun. I could get into the dialogue. It was very enjoyable. The art was good, the concepts were neat, and even though I wasn't 100% knowing everything, even though I didn't know the whole backstory, it still worked. It was still a really strong story, so I'm definitely pick this up. Next up, Wonder Girl. Okay, Wonder Girl Cassie Sandsmark, she has been having a rough few years. In the beginning, I totally loved her character, like Wonder Woman and Young Justice. She's this young heroine struggling to define herself. She fought to get her powers, and then she fought for respect in Young Justice. She became the leader of the group. Then in Teen Titans, her goal became dating Superboy, which is legitimate, I guess. She wasn't the leader anymore, and it was strange how much her goals kind of shifted there, but it kind of worked. She was a lower key character, but then he died, and she spent the next few years in what I'm going to call the Angst Quest. First, she was spending all of her time trying to find a way to bring him back from the dead, which was moderately interesting. I mean, if you wanted to see him back from the dead, which I did. I like Superboy. Then she spent all of her time trying to get over him, and then she spent all of her time being a horrible bitch to everyone. Now he's back, and she's caught in this weird limbo. I'm not sure I like what's happening with her. This book was kind of a more get back to the basics. It has her punching sand monsters and dealing with her mother, who seems unusually hostile. I mean, last time she never seemed really gung-ho about the superhero thing, but she never seemed quite this negative. She's very, very negative in this. We're also, in this issue, we're introduced to a new teenage Indian superhero, which I'm definitely for. There's not enough Indian superheroes out there, so yeah. Yeah. Kind of off screen there. Yeah. So anyway, her mom has a whole bunch of issues with her being a superhero in this issue, which seems kind of weird because Zeus, way back when Cassie first got her powers, Zeus gave her mom a trigger. Her mom could turn off her powers at any time. Granted, Cassie's been through quite a bit since then. She lost her powers, she got them back from Ares, then she discovered self-reliance or something, and then she was wearing that weird Christmas sweater, which she's not wearing anymore in this, which, I don't know, I kind of like the Christmas sweater, but anyway, it's worth a pickup. I'm gonna give the run another 2 or 3 shots before I give up on it. It's a little bit of a weak start, but it's definitely worth a check out. Batgirl. This is a fun comic. This right here is a fun comic. It has Damien the Brat Wonder and Steph, and they're fighting kidnappers, and they have this excellent repartee with each other. They're sarcastic, they're like siblings. They have such a good chemistry, and not in a sexual way, because he's like 11, and ew, creepy. But it's been a really strong book. Kind of some Spider-Man, undertones, but that works. That works for her. She's in college. She's hiding her secret identity from her mom. I haven't been following it, and I could catch it right away, which was just very good. I was very positive with this comic. You should buy this. Buy Batgirl. Support Batgirl. Last, and sadly least, I Am an Avenger. I'm kind of disappointed with Marvel, I'm not gonna lie. I've been dropping a lot of their stuff recently, and it sucks because they got me into comics. They are a very, very good company. But recently everything's been tie-ins, and Heroic Age was, it was hopeful. I liked Dark Avengers, that was good. Dark Avengers was good. But, I mean, just recently their stuff hasn't been that great. And I think the problem is they have these vignettes in here, like this one. I'll admit it, I'm a Young Avengers fan. You could probably tell from my massive fanboying over the last issue. I pretty much bought this because of the Young Avengers. They're in a 2-page story at the end of the book. They're in a doorway for all of that story. They have about 3 lines, and then it's over. The other stories aren't that strong. You can't have that many vignettes. It doesn't work. They're not complete stories. They're little bits of stories, and then they're just over, and it's very not satisfying. I have my fingers crossed for Age of X, though.